What if the way someone breathes was the brain's first cry for help? Over 40% of dementia cases start with strange physical behaviors, long before memory loss ever begins. And one of the most overlooked clues is how someone breathes. Quiet, strange breathing changes almost no one notices until it's too late. In this video, you'll discover 7 eerie breathing habits that may predict dementia long before the diagnosis. Each one is based on real-life cases documented by caregivers and families who spotted the signs before anyone else did. Let's begin. Number 1. Forgetting to breathe. 3 years before her diagnosis with frontotemporal dementia, 74-year-old Edith began freezing mid-sentence. She'd be talking normally, then suddenly stop, eyes wide, lips parted. Seconds later, she'd gasp and continue like nothing happened. Her daughter thought it was anxiety, but it kept happening. During dinner, at church, even while reading to her grandson. One afternoon, Edith froze again and didn't breathe for nearly 10 seconds. When asked what happened, she smiled and said, "I forgot what I was doing." Her behavior grew more unsettling over time. One morning, she insisted her dog Bernice was missing, even though she never had a pet. That moment finally pushed her family to seek help, and they regretted not doing it sooner. Experts confirm this kind of freeze-breathing signals early dysfunction in the brain's automatic systems, especially when paired with odd, disconnected behaviors. Studies link these signs to frontotemporal dementia and other forms of cognitive decline that affect motor awareness and impulse control. New dementia videos daily. Feel free to subscribe. Number 2. Saying they forgot how to breathe right. At 76, Harold had always been a quiet, steady man. But one afternoon, while tying his shoes, he paused and asked, "Am I breathing wrong?" His wife laughed, thinking it was a joke. But later that week, he asked again, more serious this time, "Is there a correct way to do it?" He began focusing on his breathing all day, counting every inhale and exhale. Over time, his behavior became more unsettling. One afternoon, his wife found him in the backyard, breathing in rhythm with the sprinklers. When she asked what he was doing, he said, "They're showing me how." That bizarre moment finally pushed her to seek professional help. He was soon diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and his wife wishes she had taken his first comment more seriously 2 years earlier. A major study revealed that when seniors begin questioning how to breathe, it may reflect a breakdown in the brain's internal awareness system. This disruption can make automatic body functions feel strange or unfamiliar, triggering compulsive behaviors and irrational fears long before memory loss begins. Number 3. Blaming others for their breathing noises. 2 years before her diagnosis, Betsy, 78, began accusing her husband of making strange noises in the house. She'd glare at him during breakfast and say, "There it is again, that sound you keep doing." He had no idea what she meant. At night, she'd shake his shoulder, convinced he was wheezing on purpose. But the sound she was hearing was coming from her own mouth. As time went on, Betsy started plugging her ears with cotton balls and taping them in place at night. She even stuffed towels under the bedroom door and whispered, "His breathing keeps seeping into my dreams." That was the moment her daughter scheduled a full neurological exam, which confirmed vascular dementia. Findings suggest that when the brain starts misinterpreting sensory input, seniors may externalize the confusion. Instead of recognizing internal changes, they project the experience outward. In early dementia, this can appear as blaming others for noises, smells, or physical sensations that are coming from their own body. Most people think dementia begins with forgetfulness, but in more than 40% of early cases, it starts with strange physical changes, including the way someone breathes. If their breathing feels off, don't brush it off. It could be the brain's first signal. Let's keep going. Number 4. refusing to breathe through the nose. Milton, 75, began complaining that breathing through his nose didn't feel right. He said the air felt thick and wrong, and insisted on keeping his mouth open at all times. His family thought it was just a sinus issue, but the doctor found nothing physically wrong. As time passed, Milton started taping his nostrils shut at night and avoiding foods with strong smells. At dinner one evening, he whispered, "The air through my nose changes the flavor of everything." When his daughter tried to reassure him, Milton said, "It's not me. My breathing is coming from somewhere else now." That was the moment his family realized something deeper was happening. He was later diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and it had been 2 years since his first complaint about his breathing. Experts confirmed that distorted awareness of breath and body sensations is a red flag in early cognitive decline. When seniors begin rejecting normal functions like nasal breathing without any physical cause, it may reflect early sensory processing failure in the brain, one of the first disruptions seen in dementia. Number 5. Holding their breath without realizing it. Clara, 77, developed a strange habit of holding her breath without realizing it. She would sit frozen on the couch, watching TV, lips tight, chest completely still. Then she'd suddenly inhale, like surfacing from underwater. Her daughter began timing it, sometimes 15 seconds without a breath. As time went on, her behavior grew more disconnected. Clara started doing it while cooking or just standing in place. One evening, she stood in front of the microwave, holding her breath and staring at the timer like she was in a trance. When her son asked if she was okay, Clara whispered, "It's counting for me." That was impossible to ignore. She was soon diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and it had been exactly 2 years since the first breathing sign appeared. A major study revealed that when seniors unconsciously hold their breath, especially during still moments, it may point to early damage in the brain areas that control basic life functions like breathing. When they falter, even something as automatic as breath can become disrupted long before memory loss appears. Number 6. Breathing in rhythm with external sounds. Wesley, 73, was diagnosed with mixed dementia just 6 months after his wife noticed a strange new habit. He had started breathing in short, deliberate patterns that matched background sounds. With each musical beat or clock tick, he would take shallow breaths in perfect rhythm. At first, it seemed harmless, but he began doing it constantly, to television jingles, windshield wipers, even the turn signals in the car. Not long after, Wesley was found in the garage standing next to the dryer, inhaling and exhaling in sync with the thumping noise. When asked, he said, "It helps me stay real." His wife said that was the moment it stopped feeling like a quirk and started feeling like something was deeply wrong. Experts explain that when seniors begin syncing their breathing to outside cues, it may reflect early disorientation between internal and external awareness. As the brain struggles to regulate its own rhythms, some individuals anchor their breath to the outside world, a sign of declining sensory integration. Number 7. Terrified they'll stop breathing in their sleep. Jane, 79, developed a deep fear of falling asleep. She began saying things like, "What if I stop breathing tonight?" Or, "My lungs feel too tired." Her daughter assumed it was just anxiety from a new medication. But Jane refused to lie down, choosing instead to sleep upright in a recliner, mouth open, taking shallow breaths. She stopped using blankets, claiming they made it harder to breathe, and held pillows around her chest for support. One morning, her husband found her fully dressed, eyes wide, whispering, "If I fall asleep, I won't wake up." That was the day they scheduled a neurological exam. She was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia shortly after, and it had been just over a year since the first warning signs appeared. Studies confirm that irrational fears around breathing, especially during sleep, can reflect early damage. to brain regions that regulate body perception and emotional response. When these areas decline, normal sensations like breath can trigger intense fear long before obvious memory issues appear. If someone you love is breathing in strange or unsettling ways, don't ignore it. These might be early signs that the brain is struggling long before memory loss begins. Keep track of what you're seeing, how often it happens, and bring it up with a doctor. Catching dementia early gives you more time to adapt, prepare, and protect the person you love. Your attention could make all the difference.
And there you have it. What are your thoughts? Next, dive into this video for more essential tips to transform your health and help you thrive. You're going to love it. Thanks for watching Healthy End, and we'll see you there.